Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear. We're looking at some brand new pods today from HK. These are the new HK MaxLock Pods, and they hold 185 balls, which is pretty close to the capacity of a normal loader. Most loaders are at about 200 balls, so 185 rounds almost fills that loader up, which, you know, if you're shooting against guys that are only loading 140 balls or 160 balls, you're getting a couple extra shots in there before you have to reload. And that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at these pods right here. They're being sold in either the single or the 6-pack right here. So you can get them either way, individually or in the 6-pack set. Comes in 5 different colors: gray, black, red, blue, and lime. Of course, got to have that bright lime in there. So let's kind of move it out of the way a little bit, and we'll talk more about the pod themselves. We'll do the lime one because it's nice and bright. So you got a little lever right here. Push that lever down and the pod's gonna plop open right there. Push it back, lock it down. So the lock is really nice and secure. It's not gonna accidentally pop open. What I would recommend though is when you're loading your pods, if you're using a pack that has a strap that comes around, make sure your pods are off center so that the strap does not come over and rest over the top of the pod latch. Because if you put that over there, there's a chance your pod could pop open just from the strap right there. So you want to make sure that you're careful with that. And then I don't know where I was going with that. I want to remind you guys about the straps right there. So just be careful with the straps. You don't load directly over the top of your strap. So that flips open. It's got a nice hinge with spring on the other side. There is 2 screws right here, which will allow you to remove this top section. So if you take these 2 screws out and then you take out the pin right here, which the latch hinges on, you'll be able to take this piece completely off. Now, I don't know why they did that. It doesn't serve a purpose as far as cleaning or anything like that, as far as I can tell. Probably what needed to happen is when they manufactured this pod, because the top of the pod flares out and becomes wider, making it easier for paint to roll out and into your hopper, they maybe needed to make a separate piece that needed to attach to the top in order to accommodate that design that they were going for. So this right here, as you can see, the pod is one kind of particular size all the way through. And then as it gets to the end, it flares out. That's going to allow the paint to roll out more evenly and quicker and get into your pod. So maybe that's why they needed to do it. I don't know. But you can take it apart if you wanted to and pull that thing off of there. It's a little bit longer than a normal pod right there, obviously. Tapered at the bottom so that it easily feeds into or fits into whatever pack you're putting it into right there. But a pretty trick pod. Let's kind of look at it against some other pods really quick. So we'll go with the older version of the lock lid pod. We'll go with just a normal snap top, regular like old 140 rounder. And then we'll go against the lock lid and the alpha pod right there. And then we'll put it in a pack too. Nick's got a pack for me to put on there. So we'll put that in there as well. You can see how it fits. That's a 0G right there. All right, so let's push these over. So standard 140 round pod right here. You can see the difference in height. Pretty big difference right there. We've got a slightly wider mouth on there. So again, paint's going to roll out easier. And then it is a little bit thicker also right there. So it's going to just hold more paint. That's a normal 140 round pod right there. And then that's a dye alpha pod there. Got an HK Army basic pod. I guess the HK Army one and a standard 100. Those are the same pod right there. Got that one. And then compared to we'll do the lock lid. It's slightly longer than the lock lid. It's about the same size through the middle, but definitely a big difference on the end right there where it flares out. This really doesn't have any flare to it at all. This has a nice wide mouth on it, and it is a little bit longer. And then the old version of the HK flip top lid right there. All right. So that's that. Put those back down there in my pod cave. And then going into the pack. So pushing into that pack right there, that one went in pretty easy. I could probably adjust that just a little bit more, make it a little bit looser. But, I mean, this is going to take a lot of trial and error. If you're running like a 0G pack like this, where you can adjust it, you're going to have to, you know, kind of put them in there. There we go. It goes in there like that. And then go run around with it full of paint, see what happens, see if it slides out. Come back, tighten it up, loosen it up, whatever you need to do in order to make it fit in there. Again, if you're running a basic, I don't want to call it basic, but a pack with a strap like an eject or contact TT or whatever it happens to be, you just want to make sure that that strap, when you bring it over the top here, it's not over the top of the latch. It's out of focus. Oh, it went back in focus. It's going in and out. Our focus is changing on our screen. I just saw it. The focus changed right there. So we had an issue with the focus on the camera for a brief second there. Hopefully everything came through as we wanted it to. We were just about done anyway, though, when talking about this pack and the pods and all that stuff. Make sure your straps are set up properly. They're great pods, selling them in the single or the 6-pack. So if you just want 1 or 2, or you want 6, you can pick them up that way. These are the brand new HK MaxLock pods right here. 5 different colors: green, red, black, blue, and gray. They're available through the website. Order yours today through ansgear.com.